Good afternoon. Good American session to you. As you can see, I've decided to start putting my music once again into the stream. I've done it previously only on Twitch, but I have decided that it would be a great addition to the ambience of trading. It would make it a little bit more entertaining. So I was dealing with gold, as I explained on my last stream, and I wasn't feeling very well, and as you could see, I was trading bad too. When you are unwell, it makes you make bad decisions, and I've done so. So I hope that right now I feel well enough to make good decisions. As you can see, my market maker is in profit. Not a very large one, but I'm working on it. I'm working right now on meta learning on the backtester, and I'm trying to implement fair price in its dynamic nature in position management, not only in bids and asks. I suppose that this position will close in profit. And on my streams you already saw that I had losses and I had losing streaks, and I'm glad that my account and board in particular induce it. So let's trade stocks. It seems that it will rise. So I've done my part, and as I have decided on the last stream, it is better to open only one position and focus on only one position at a time. Because it makes you make one good decision or only one bad decision. If you want to make more money, you can just put more money into a position, the singular one that you are trading. But to be honest, I think that we could put a little bit more to it. Oh, someone besides me is watching my stream. Thank you so much for your support. I hope music is for your liking. Now we doubled our position. I still believe that it will rise. Let's see where do we have support, resistance, etc. We could try to put our stop limit, stop loss here. So it should be lower. So we are putting here this. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what will happen. American session provides a lot of volatility to the market. So I promised to talk about quant development. I do some research about trading S&P and about classical markets with classical indicators. Usually in my boats, and I've done quite a lot of them, I use microstructure, and when I do certain simulations, I do them tick by tick, or at least second by second. And now I'm working on classical indicators like Donchian, RSI, stochastic, MFI, etc. It is interesting that if you backtest it well, you will notice that mean reversion strategies perform almost always better than trend following ones. I heard that main point of trend following, besides just being an investor, is to have a lot of position and leverage capacity. So it is good for large institutions that are not willing to move markets too much. Create liquidity, etc. Attract liquidity to the trends. But it seems that if you are trading as a retailer or small institution, mean reversion is almost always better. I'm doing my own research about averaging down and averaging up, and still I'm not sure is it better to trade one lot positions or not. Usually my backtesters choose to trade one lot only, and when I allow them to use more lots, results are becoming worse, but by a little margin, but still they are getting worse. But I rewritten my multi-lot management system, and I'm testing pyramiding and mean reversion, averaging down or up if we are in short. And on these backtests multi-lot strategies perform better somehow. The main problem that I'm working on right now is meta learning, as I said earlier. It is hard because you don't know what are the ranges for meta learning that you should use, because without proper ranges you can easily fall to overfitting once again. It seems that you cannot do overfitting on meta learning if your main backtester is very realistic, but still, no, you can go into overfitting by exploiting weakness of your logic and logic of your backtester. So proper ranges are obsolete, and as well as I want to do it through machine learning, some things I should do manually by myself. The most common type of overfitting on meta learning meta backtesters is widening of ranges, so you will not encounter any losses. Never. So it means that you should use in this case lower ranges, but which ones? Probably it is good to calculate approximate percent the spread or maybe range that you are allowing and put your ranges that way, so you have, for example, spread or range no more than, for example, 10% or 5%. So it should be short, small enough for you to, for backtesters to start actual learning and finding the edge. Yeah, you know, trading is very boring, and if you want to deal with boredom, you should be physically well. I do have ADHD, so it messes with me in this part. It is hard for me to just sit and wait. That is why I have developed a bot, so I can do something else while my positions are running and not be constantly feared of something uncontrollable behind my back. What can I say as well? Recently someone asked me for an advice for their algorithmic trading pathway, so what to do next, etc. They had 400 strategies with little variations on 3-year range of data. Ooh, doesn't look good. I still want to believe in a better future for me and my account. Ooh, it is bad. No, it should go up. Or not. Shit. It's okay. Probably I will not be trading anymore manually today because I've done. I've got a loss. It is interesting what will happen next. We can watch that, or we can watch my bot trading Bitcoin. But I think, yeah, markets are indeed very correlated, so if it is falling down, probably other stuff will too. At least stocks are. Yeah, all stocks are falling down. It seems that gold isn't very correlated with stock market. But as you can see, we have the same curvature. Sorry. Or maybe not. Okay, I will not trade it. Today my lesson is self-discipline and overcoming overtrading. It is much easier to do when you have other means to live, and this way you are not hoping for any results other than just being better at the process. So if you are making your living by trading and you know that you need that kind of money, you will probably lose it all. Bots are, in this case, indeed are very good because they are indifferent to your personal desires. I should notice that it does matter when you are trying to find a holy grail in your backtests and you do not verify it well enough and it liquidates your account. In this case is bad. Probably we will not see this position closed today. I mean, on the stream. So, yeah, 400 strategies. 400 strategies, 3 years of data. I should notice that you should have 3 to 4 units of data in order to provide 1 unit of signal, at least. So why 3 and why 4? 3 is for quarters and 4 is for years. And why 4 is for years? It is because we have, how should I call it? One second. Yeah, leap year. Every 4 years we have leap year, and as well every 4 years usually we have American elections and a lot of other elections. So that is why. Have you heard of this saying, two is a consequence. What? Sorry. 2 is sorry. Coincidence. Yeah, coincidence. So 2 is coincidence, 3 is a pattern. So why 3 is a pattern? It is because you have high, low and medium between in between of your data. So if you are trying to calculate anything, use any statistics, indicators, you should start from 3 signals, 3 points of data and higher. So yeah, walk forwards are important, but much more important is to have when you are testing your strategies, perturbations, Monte Carlo, etc. isn't enough when you do not have enough positions trades closed in your backtest in order to have statistical value. It is pretty important to have a lot of trades in your backtest. I recommend starting from 100, but it's better to have more. If you are doing local requirement, you can use less, but still you should have a lot of trades. And when you are testing strategies, I don't know about you, but I find that using just indicators for signals isn't really good and provide you with no edge. So I prefer using, if we are talking about manual trading, I prefer using indicators as a signal to entry and maybe an idea of exits, but you should put your entries and exits by your hand. But still, indicators are mostly need it for presentations, for presentations and algorithmic trading. Because if you are trading by your hand, you can use just price action. Support, resistance, pattern recognition, feel. But yeah, if you do use algorithmic trading, probably you should try to use not only indicators, but uh, add some take profit, stop losses, and maybe some pyramiding options. It is good. And when you do so, try to add to it hyper parameter optimization. It will not hurt. Let's try to put other stuff. Piano. If so, my recommendations. It isn't so bad. Ah, indeed. I'm watching my stream. I think that regression models and tree models are too applicable to real world scenarios of trading, so usually I do not use them. I think you could have much more with regression models compared to tree models. Why so? I love the idea of weights to indicators, but usually I do make my own indicators. It is better to do them as basic as possible, so you have as little data corruption as possible. All of these averages, z-scores, normalizations, academic and institutional normalizations, they are corrupting your data and you reducing your edge. For example, this is why I think it is better to use Dongchan rather than MA or EMA. Dongchan is just much more pure. Yeah, I do think that it will close in profit. Probably it isn't fair to you to just sit and be silent. Yes, indeed, I've put my music and it is quite entertaining, but still, it is probably better to talk about something. And I do not have enough themes. Maybe it is one of the reasons I've stopped streaming. Um, I can share my humble opinion that I think that US loses its position as dominant power in the world and it goes to China. But the problem with China is that it is very conservative and closed, and if you are not Chinese by yourself, you will probably not be able to do any businesses there, make billion gazillion dollars, make a family, etc. Being so close really messes with your ability to be leader in soft power, because you do not project your culture. China is good with the technologies. I do use the AI models and a lot of things they do use. Recently I bought a good kettle that was Chinese and still is. And it's much better for much lower price than, for example, cis region analogies and surrogates. My guess is that global soft power would be EU, because I do see tendencies of a new empire there. As you can see, EU does some militaristic reforms and increases its militaristic power. It is one of the cases for new empires, but much more important, new alliances. They do have plenty. Maybe new members like Armenia or Moldova, and much more important, brain attraction. While US have brain drain, I saw it in Russia and Belarus, that these countries do have a lot of brain drain and it goes really bad really soon. And when you do attract brains, you become a superpower. United States did this for quite a while, but now they do close their borders, reject student visas, etc. So when EU attracts PhDs from United States, Canada, other countries, students now, common statistics say that EU education is best option. So yeah, brain attraction is a great indicator of great future. I think that, yeah, you can be very mad that dumb Americans think that EU is a country and Yeah, France. No, no, not France. Paris is not a country. France is Germany, etc. 27 countries. Um, you can be mad of dumb Americans that think that Europe is a country, but still, probably it will go this way into a federation. Probably, yeah. I think one of main advantages of this kind of federation is that in EU case it uh, will remain its multicultural image. Every country will stay with their culture, language, rules. Seems like a good deed. So nobody will lose their identity, but will have, for example, globalized unified military methods of incorporation. It would be good to have EU incorporated, etc. Clear regulations. For example, if you do crypto, it is much better to be in Eurozone rather than in the United States or China, which is certain and understandable. Of course, the best places to use crypto are the ones that are in wars or have low economic stability or high crime rate. I liked UAE, but when Iran strikes you with their rockets, missiles, however you want to say it, it isn't good for your image. It isn't good for making their business, family, buying their property. It isn't good. So when Middle East is in war, what do you have? You have Europe, you have Americas, you have Asia. Africa, probably will rise. Nigeria is a perspective country, for example. Yeah. Today's stream is very boring. I do not have my own trades, besides I have a bot. And I've degraded to geopolitic talks, being far from it. Probably I'm not feeling good enough to stream and trade. Maybe I will not be trading and streaming tomorrow. Maybe after that, maybe on Thursday. It would be a good idea. It is shameful to demonstrate this kind of my mental inability and disability, but it is good for the record. I always can just delete it. I know that internet remembers everything, but it is not a nude image. It is just me unable to put two words together. Maybe it is because I've put my music on the background and it distracts me. It is very possible cause. Maybe when I put my music, I should talk about music. But I indeed do not know what to talk about there. I'm just waiting for an hour of my stream in length, and it would be enough. As you can see, my new configuration has no limit take profit. I do not think that it is very good, but it does work, and I do some research on background about how should I use inventory skew, fair price, reservation price, and multi-lot systems, and how many windows of indicators should I have. Should I have them unified or singular? Have no idea, but I will do it. Don't fix it while it works, so I allow myself to run it. It makes profit, little one, but it does make profit. So why not allow it to be the way it is? But the problem is with inventory skew. So it is so large, so strong that limit take profit cannot be in profit. From enterprise or average enterprise. And that is why we do not have limit take profit. This word is related. Yeah. It seems that I am dealing with consequences of an infection and with the consequences of a cold. I like using clusters, as you can hear in this track. And clusters I do like because of a composer named Rautavaara. His last name. It was very hard to spell his last name, so probably I will not try to spell his first name. Right now I'm thinking, is volume important in today's world? Or maybe not? In which case I would sit entire stream watching someone. Probably if I'm trying to learn some kind of skill that I'm unable to learn other way, reading stuff, watching other stuff. So long forms are important when you need to learn or explain for yourself or for everybody else some niche topic. And obviously I do trading, so my required to explain trading, quant trading in particular, because I have more valuable experience in there. I have a lot of experience in just trading, but it seems that I am better as an algorithmic trader. I can tell you about my best trade that I've done. Sorry. My best trade was on Sui, probably around November 24. December, it is my best trade that I've ever done. Right now, I do not have trade history on this because it was just so long ago. But I remember this very well, that I traded a breakout strategy with pyramiding around this bar I've entered, and I've added so much to this position that I've tripled my account that day, and I was trading for a day. It was very hard to move these stops and watching as my position can just go in total loss. But you know, it was perfect. It was just perfect, and I've exited around here. And you know what is the most important thing about this stuff? What is the most perfect thing about this stuff? Is that range is very narrow. It just doesn't go down. It is very predictable, and the trend is very clean. It is not choppy, it is not rangy. It is very clear. So as soon as we do this breakout from this zone, we do not just we just do not have any drawdown really, and it is beautiful. It has allowed me to use this kind of extended pyramiding. I've added around 15 lots to this position, and as I said, tripled my account that day. And probably the main lesson we should take from this particular trend, this beautiful, magnificent trend, is that They are very rare on crypto, and they are much more common on stocks. So it is not very tradable on crypto, and if you are a trend follower and you do use pyramid, you probably should transfer to commodities like gold, uh, or even better to stocks because they are much more predictable and much more efficient. So if you have breakout, it should have some reasons behind it. It is not because someone just bought a lot of stuff and someone shorted it right away. Not because of pumps and dumps. So yeah, if you want to catch a trend, trade stocks. Crypto is good for mean reversion. Indeed, is very good. Where did we lost? Here. Yeah. Okay. Uh, Another important lesson. Breakouts should be closed above your previous resistances or supports. So it is not enough to have a big ass large wig. It is much more important to have your candle closed beyond the resistance, which means that you have this area with weak and this area with just closed candles. But if you can close above or below wigs, it is pretty strong signal. Who knows, maybe I will try some trend following with limit orders because they do not have commissions, but I think it is a good idea to try trend following. As Tom Hugel said, 1 of 5 days is trending. Is trend day. Okay, enough music for today. Yeah, maybe I will try to do so. We will be catching trends, catching breakouts. They do happen sometime. I believe that this position will close in profit, but I don't know when. This day is very rangy and has low volatility, as it seems. Oh, it is falling down, but I do not believe in it, to be honest. So we have 5 more minutes, and then I will be working on my projects. Okay, 26 minutes. Sorry, I don't know what to talk about. I've explained a lot and talked about a lot. Yeah, I'm not very well. So I will stream probably pretty randomly on American sessions, just to talk about whatever I want to talk about, and when I do want to stream and trade manually, it is my way to wasting my time. Right now I'm just checking my Gmail. Sorry, I like round numbers, and this is why I want to stream for exactly 1 hour. I know that previously I did my streams for about 59 minutes, which isn't good. Maybe right now I will do 1 hour. My perfectionism. I'm trying to embrace it, but it is hard to embrace perfectionism. My streaming is a way to embrace perfectionism, because I'm trying to just believe in the process, in the volume, and in the beauty of imperfection, which is my inability to connect two words together. Thank you for being with me. Maybe I will trade on Thursday. It may be. Very probable. Very probable. Yeah, thank you for being with me. Have a good day.